Hey everyone, it's Norm from Tested, and happy Friday. I have a 3D printer video for you today. It's not quite a review, but it is of a new printer that I've been testing for the past week. So consider this a first look or a quick look at the Elegoo Saturn 2 sitting right next to me. Now, one of the reasons I'm getting this video out so early ahead of more extensive testing is because Elegoo is putting this machine up for early pre-orders, and there's going to be early bird pricing, which some of you may want to get in on at $500 this Saturday. So tomorrow, if you're watching this video, the day it comes out. The long and short of it is that I haven't had the time to go through and do extensive testing, and I'll be honest, in some of my earlier tests, as you'll see at my first test, I did not have 100% successful prints. I say my success rate here has been 60-40 so far. Still need to tweak those settings. But let's go over the machine here, because this is the Saturn 2, finally the long-awaited successor to the Elegoo Saturn, one of my favorite printers that I've tested over the past year. And you know, if it feels like we just got an update to the Saturn, we did. There was the Elegoo Saturn S, which was a little bit bigger, same 4K mono screen as the first Saturn, but kind of a revamped version of that SKU, pushed down the pricing of the original a little bit, while the Saturn 2 here feels like finally a proper successor. And it is true, these 3D printing companies have been releasing products so quickly. The kind of churn rate and the pace of new products it could be a little off-putting, because you're not only looking at what's available now, you're also looking down the line at what could be released or how soon they can release an update and change what the landscape is, not only of the latest in terms of the technologies, but where the support is in terms of a printer that you might just have bought, a year or two ago. I wouldn't want to spend $500, $600 on a machine and feel like it's obsolete 1 year later. But the marquee feature on here is that they are moving to an 8K screen. Now, as we've discussed before, the resolution of the panel, the LCD panel here, which is a mono panel, is really one part of the story. So as we take off the hood, and we can see the very standard form factor of your MSLA 3D printer, your bed, your vat, your LCD screen, as well as a UV light source on the bottom. What you're really looking for is the build volume, and specifically the XY dimensions of that build plate in relation to the resolution of the screen. We talk about the size of the pixels here. And back when I reviewed, for example, the Frozen, the 8K Mini, I discussed how not only did that have a 22 micron pixel size, which was far smaller, half the size, a quarter actually the area of what you'd find in the standard 50 micron, like in the Saturn or the Anycubic Mono X. The aspect ratio was also really important. I found that this was a little bit too wide. So I did bring up my example sizes for the printers. So for example, on the entry-level size, Mars 3 from Elegoo, still a very great entry-level printer. And in the medium tier, you have things like the Anycubic Mono X6K, or now the Anycubic M3 Plus line, as well as the original Saturn and the Saturn S, just slightly bigger. So let's take a look at how this compares. And you'll see it is quite a bit bigger. So a couple things that means. That means that one, your build volume is going to be bigger in general, just in terms of how many things you can fit on here, or the size of object you can actually print in one go. This is about 219 millimeters by 123 millimeters. In imperial terms, about 8.6 inches by 4.8 inches. But more importantly, the Z height is now up to 25 centimeters, 250 millimeters. So almost to a foot, which puts it kind of in not quite the Jupiter sizing, but you can get some really tall prints out of this thing. And the nice thing is the footprint of the actual machine, not that much bigger than the original Saturn. It definitely is closer to the original Saturn than it is to the Anycubic Jupiter, which is just a massive, massive printer. So very happy that they were able to put that panel with this build volume, make it higher, and in this new form factor. I'm going to set the build plate here, which I've cleaned, and we'll use it kind of as a display base. You can see as I'm tightening this, the actual mechanism that connects and locks the build plate into the Z-axis is a little bit more robust. They've kind of refined it. It's this brushed black material here and a really large knob for tightening that. And unlike the Jupiter, if you loosen it, it's to a point where it's completely loose. It will still hang on this rail, so it won't just drop into your vat. And it does sit nice and flush, as we'll look at some test prints. I'm also gonna take out the vat so you can see the size of that. It is a larger vat. I haven't done a full measurement as to the capacity up to that max line, but I think it is larger than that first Saturn, and it comes with that FEP, which you can see is already a little bit less translucent, just a little bit opaque with the first few prints on here. It does sit on top of a few of these bolts, so when it's sitting on the table, the FEP will not actually touch the surface, which is nice, and you can see the recessed screw holes here that they sit on when it sits on top of that LCD. But one thing I did want to talk about, as let's put the vat right there, is the panel itself. So 8K panel, larger XY area of the build plate. And that means that even though it's an 8K panel, and when we say 8K, we really mean like 7,680, I believe, not really 8,000 pixels wide. It's not 25 microns. It's actually closer to the Anycubic Mono 6X, which is 34 microns. This is a little bit under that at 28.5 microns. So we're talking about sub 30 micron pixel size, not quite as fine as your frozen 8K mini, but I think could find a really nice balance in providing sharp detail along with a larger build area and build volume. They also have, new for this Saturn II, put a screen protector on top, built in, taped in under this electrical tape. It is not just a plastic screen protector, it's actually tempered glass. So very similar to the very thin and hard screen protectors you might buy for your tablets. I think they're sourcing basically from the same materials. They say it's a 9H hardness, which is the highest you can get for that kind of tempered glass. And yeah, you can kind of hear that and see that's really quite shiny. Something that I might be testing as we go into a long-term test is maybe spilling some water-soluble resin on this. I know you're not supposed to get resin on the LCD, but I want to see how easily you can clean off an accidental resin spill from this tempered glass and what prints look like after that. And does that make maybe changing out the LCD a more complicated process? These are things that we still don't know yet. You'll also see the other upgrade they put in here, imported from the Jupiter, is a built-in removable air filter. So this is basically the exact same air filter that came with the Jupiter, has this USB port plug in, so it's not the same as the standalone units that Elegoo sells. Big carbon filter inside that you can replace and plugs into USB right there. Now, like the Jupiter, the USB port here is not rated for a ton of amperage. I think you can only pull, what is this, 0.7 amps from this. So you're not going to be able to plug in like anything else aside from this air filter. Like a webcam, lights, I wouldn't want to plug anything into that USB port. You could risk damaging electronics and releasing the terrifying blue smoke. But let's look at some prints. So this runs off of ChuChuBox, and the folks at Lychee Slicer are confirming that their settings are going to be proper, so you can create those CTB files to run on the Saturn II. And I only had time in the week or so that I've had this printer to go run a few test prints. I did have some failures. So the first test print was just their standard Rook. Says Saturn II and Elegoo, and it came out great. I look at the text on the top here. The text, the top-down topographical look is where I'm going to see the benefits of that small pixel size and that resolution. And the text on top where it says printed in 3 dimensions looks extremely fine. I cannot detect with my naked eye any bit of aliasing in this text. Although I did notice that there is an overhang here that one of the layers did start drooping. Now that could just be based on the pre-sliced cure files here and the resin I'm using, which is Elegoo's own resin. But no supports needed for this, so you do risk a little bit of a droop for that overhang. Pops right off of the bed. I did my standard test of this very high resolution model of this woodland nymph, which has incredible detail in the facial sculpt as well as the hair, and did all my test prints here at 50 microns, so 0.05 millimeter layer height. And I had a failed print here on the base, so didn't add enough supports here, but the head detail did resolve. And one of the reasons I also wanted to hold off on a full evaluation is I'm noticing that, yes, the detail is fantastic and it's sharp and crisp, but at 0.05 millimeter thickness, at 50 micron layer height, that's insufficient, I think, to make the most out of an 8K, a sub 30 micron pixel size printer. And so I think going forward, all of my tests are either going to be at 25 microns, or I'll actually start at 30 microns and see if that, so to better match the layer height resolution with the actual XY resolution. It's kind of weird if I have a layer height that's much taller than the what the actual pixels can resolve. So I want to make the most out of the printer that way. And you can see the stepping here, the way I oriented this on the curve of the top of her forehead. So at 50 microns, the stepping is noticeable, and I don't think maximizes this printer. I did also want to test just how consistent the prints would be across an entire bed. So one of the things when you're moving to a higher resolution screen is that and when you're moving to a larger print area, that UV light underneath, that UV light source also needs to match that. It needs to not only be powerful enough to go through that mono LCD screen, but also be consistent across the entire surface area. And Elegoo says they're using a different type of lensing. They're actually using a flat Fresnel lens. So it's basically a sheet right under the LCD panel, which evenly distributes a single UV light source. And I did that test by taking a Lord of the Print model from their April release. This is their Dinotopia 2 release, and this is a gorgeous model that comes split up into 13 parts. The main dinosaur itself is 10 parts, including some really tall, delicate pieces and a highly detailed figure that sits on top in an additional 3 parts. So I wanted to see if I could fit all 13 of those parts on this print bed, which I was able to, and what the prints would look like. And for the prints that came out successfully, they look great, but strangely enough, there were a few pieces that just didn't stick to the bed at all, and they ended up just sticking to the bottom of the vat, so I had to clean that out and reprint some of those missing pieces. Kind of a inconsistent patch along here, which is a little strange, but I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. I could say that's due to settings, and after re-leveling the bed and checking to make sure this bed is perfectly flat, I tested another print, smaller dinosaurs printed in about 5 pieces. Again, the successful prints that came out of here look top notch, and the sharpness of the detail that you can resolve on the skin of the dinosaur, on the armor, on the tips of these little tail pieces, amazing. But I also was left with a few missing pieces. Some pieces just didn't stick to the raft, didn't stick to the base, which is really, really peculiar. So I'm going to still have to do more testing. I'm going to tweak the settings. I'm going to reduce my layer height to 30 microns or even 25 microns to really make the most out of this printer. But when I do have a successful print, like this one was printed monolithically, all in one go with a large raft underneath, the prints look really, really amazing. And it's, I think, definitely a noticeable difference over some of the prints I've got out of the original Saturn now that they've moved to this higher resolution screen. But there are a bunch of other options out there because it's not just Elegoo that's increasing the resolution of their panels. Anycubic has as well with their 6K panels. You have Frozen with the 8K Mighty. And so there'll be more testing before I can make a full evaluation on this machine. And all I can say is, look, judging by the prints I had so far and the registration of the pieces, things are looking good. I just have to figure out what's going on with the build plate and why some pieces aren't sticking to certain parts of it just yet. So this is going on pre-sale this weekend, a limited number of early bird pre-orders at $500, while the MSRP at full retail price will be $600. And I think the Elegoo Saturn S and the Saturn then get decreased in price. Both still great printers. If you want a high resolution one as an entry-level printer, the Mars 3 is still a great way to go. And my hope for this is that this becomes the kind of workhorse printer that the original Saturn was at that 50 micron detail, because I think that Jupiter that they have that I've been testing, it's too big, it's a little bit too cumbersome, and I don't need to use all of that build volume all the time. And the original Saturn was my workhorse all through early 2021. So we'll be coming back to the Saturn II in a couple weeks, and we'll be doing a comparison between that and the Anycubic Photon M3 Plus with that 6K screen and an interesting feature set as well. If you have questions and things you'd like to see me print or test on the Saturn II, please post them in the comments below. But thank you so much for watching. Have a great weekend, happy printing, and I will see you next time. Bye.